Good morning. I have not picked up the camera in close to a month, actually, thinking about it. Also, I'm gonna apologize. I really shouldn't apologize. Like, acne should be totally normalized, but my face is just, it's freaking out. I don't know what it's doing. I think with the last vlog that I put out, we were talking about how we had ordered Bennett's mattress and his bed. So we were gonna set that up, which it came and it is set up. It took us a lot longer than anticipated to put this thing together. Kenny put a few things on backwards because he's a man, and he's like, no, I don't need instructions. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't go like that. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure it does. Hi. Hey. To see you. Where are you going?
Hey. Hey, you.
Where are you going?
I'm not too crazy about the cone legs, but...
About the cone legs?
I mean, everything else.
I like it. It gives it like a retro feel. There's a specific word I'm looking for, and I can't think of it right now.
Majestic.
What?
Majestic?
No. Mid-century. It gives like a mid-century look. Who needs instructions, right?
You need... No, go away from me. If I can put a baby sheet on. Bennett, you have a bed.
I love it.
Now I'm really happy with it.
Great job. This is the real test of how well Dad put it together. What do you think? Yeah? I guess it just depends what side. Hi! This is what his crib looks like. I am so in love with it, and the sheets match perfectly. And then up here we have his baby monitor, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. Kenny did such a good job at putting it together. That day was actually a really great day. I wish I would have vlogged that, but I didn't, which probably was like a blessing in disguise. You know, you just want to walk. We get Bennett's crib put together. We order DoorDash. We're feeding him rice and, you know, making sure not to give him anything that he can't handle. 10 minutes go by and he's sitting in one of his toys and he starts coughing like he's choking. And so we hit the back of him. You know, I think that's pretty normal when your baby's like coughing or something. You kind of hit the back of their back. And that wasn't helping, and so I pull him out and like I'm still hitting his back. After probably like, I don't know, 45 seconds, he stops and is completely fine, goes back to whatever he's doing. This happened about a third time, I want to say, and I'm like, okay, maybe he needs a drink. So Kenny grabbed just a bottled water because Bennett is like obsessed with drinking out of those. Tried to give him a sip of that and he absolutely refused. So I tried to offer him the breast and he took a couple sucks and started choking on my milk. And so I ran and grabbed that little like bulb suction that they give you when the baby's first born, and I shoved that down his throat to like suction out every bit of saliva or milk, whatever was in his throat, because he literally could not breathe. And I'm like, okay, something is not right at all. I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, like something's not right. She's like, what do you think this is? Do I need to take him in? I call my mom about everything, which I don't know, some people disagree about that. After talking to my mom, it was a very brief conversation. She's like, well, it could be an allergic reaction with something maybe the rice was cooked in. So definitely take him in. So that's what we did. We threw Hendrix in, got him buckled, and I was holding on to Bennett. We were like rushing as safe but quick as possible to the doctor office that we go to because it's like right down the street. Turns out they close at 5 because of COVID. Our next option is the ER, and I absolutely despise the ER that's closest to us, but you know, I'd rather my child come out alive from this. So we start heading to the ER and we see like an Instacare place. We rush in there. The front desk lady is super sweet, and I'm like, okay, like they're gonna take care of us. We're gonna figure this out. We get back there and I told them we brought him in because we maybe thought he was having like an allergic reaction or something, and so we just wanted to get him checked out. He takes his tongue depressor doesn't use a light or anything. He just checks the back of his throat a little bit and he's like, oh, nope, he's fine. I kept telling Kenny, I was like, I just have a feeling that he has like a piece of plastic or something stuck in the back of his throat, because we recently started buying Capri Suns, and this is my biggest mistake. And you don't think about it until it's actually happening, but if I'm feeding Bennett and then Hendrix comes up to me and needs the straw opened, I made the mistake of putting the plastic on the side arm of the couch, and then there's Bennett's toy that sits there, and I'm assuming that it must have fallen off onto it somehow and we just didn't even know. But I just had this gut feeling. I'm like, I feel like he has a piece of plastic or something stuck in the back of his throat. And so I kept bringing that up to the doctor of, you know, every scenario of like, what could this be? And he just seemed so irritated, because something else I should mention, that while we were waiting for the doctor, Bennett would cough and then almost gasp for air. So something is not right. Like, something is wrong with my child. And the doctor looks at me and he's like, you know, I could send him to primary children's, and which is like a very big, I'm sure you guys might have heard of it, specialized hospital for children that are in like very critical condition or that are very, very sick. You know, he's like, I can send him to primary children's. They can sedate him and shove a camera down his throat. I'm not saying that you guys are lying or making up your story, but he's fine. We were in and out of there in probably about 2 minutes, and I just felt like I wasn't taken seriously. So, and on our way out, they were also like, oh, by the way, we don't accept your insurance, so be prepared for a bill, which is fine. Like, I don't even care about paying a bill, but just how the doctor acted towards us, I'm like, not bringing in my child just because. I would rather spend that money to go buy him some toys, not on a doctor bill. I'm not that kind of parent. We went home and something just still did not sit right with me, and you could even tell that Kenny was pretty shaken up. Bennett actually fell asleep on the way home, so I laid him down in his crib, and Kenny was very, very sweet. But he laid on the floor next to Bennett's crib, and, you know, he was like, I just wanted to listen to his breathing and to make sure that he was okay. We were up so late that night just because we were so paranoid. I think Bennett actually woke up, and that's when I brought him into our room. And that night was rough. Like, Bennett did not sleep. He would wake up and just cry and scream. Next day rolls around. Bennett seems to be okay. He's not quite himself. He's a little more quiet. He's smiling here and there, but just something still seems so off. Bennett's refusing to eat. I haven't been able to breastfeed him since before we took him in, and he's refusing to take naps. He didn't sleep at all that night. Every time I would try to feed him, he would either bite me or he couldn't latch correctly. 4 or 5 o'clock rolls around. I'm finally able to get Bennett down for a nap. Bless you. And he maybe sleeps for 20 minutes. He wakes up. And I'm thinking by this point that he would have taken a much longer nap because he hadn't slept in so long. But I'm sitting there talking to Kenny. We're sitting on our bed, and he starts coughing again. Like, full on coughing, choking. His face is going from red from coughing so hard to blue, and I'm like yelling at Kenny because thankfully I had my phone next to me, and I turn on the flashlight, I open his mouth, and I look back in his throat, and I can see just the tip of this plastic that's like filled with his mucus. I was like, oh my god, Kenny, like, I can see it, it's there's something in the back of his throat. I'm screaming at him. I'm like, go find tweezers, I need to get this out, it's right there. And in the meantime, Bennett is just choking. Like, he's literally turning blue in my arms. I'm flipping him upside down, trying to pat his back, like, trying to get it out. I eventually grab him one arm. I'm looking in the other bathroom for tweezers. Kenny ended up finding tweezers that you actually use to put, like, contacts in. He's never used them before. So he hands me that, and I'm, you know, holding the light in one hand, and I'm trying to open Bennett's mouth with the other. And I pull out, I actually think I still have it, but I pull out like a quarter-sized piece of plastic from a Capri Sun wrapper, and that was what I was saying this entire time. So we get that all situated. You know, we're just extra lovey on Bennett for the next couple of days, and then he comes down with really high fevers. I want to say we're probably just shy of 48 hours. We're probably like 32 hours into this, and we take him to the pediatrician, and I'm starting to think that Utah doctors just don't even know what they're doing, and I really hate to say that because I want to be able to trust our doctor. But I take him to his pediatrician and they do a COVID test, they test for the flu, and he came back positive for influenza B. He prescribed him Tamiflu, and I've never used that with either of my kids. I gave Bennett a dose of the Tamiflu. Kenny left for work, and then about 10 minutes later, Bennett threw it all up. Like, he normally spits up here and there, but this was like a full-on, like, yeah, no, he's throwing up. And so I was like, oh great, it's probably just because he has the flu. But again, something just didn't sit well with me, so I got him in the bath, and I was kind of looking on my phone to see what other people had to say about Tamiflu, because it was such a new medication, I guess, if you will, for me. And a lot of parents actually said that they stopped giving it to their children because it made their symptoms actually worse than the actual flu. And then after getting Ben out of the bath, I was looking at the little like pamphlet that they give you, you know, of like the side effects and stuff, or like what it treats. And it was to treat like runny nose, headache, chills, nausea, throwing up. And I looked at the side effects, and one of the biggest side effects is throwing up or nausea. I'm still learning as a parent every single day, and that's something that I plan to do from here on out, is that any medication that is new is to look at the side effects and like what it treats and stuff. But it's like, you want to be able to trust your doctor. Like, I should be able to go to the pediatrician and then be like, okay, nope, like this is what he needs. So I stopped giving that to him. I text Kenny and I was like, hey, just so you know, like Bennett's throwing up and this just doesn't sit well with me, so I'm not going to give it to him anymore. This is why. He completely understood, especially once, you know, I got home and I showed him. I was like, look at this. Like, look at what it's supposed to treat, and then look at what Bennett is actually experiencing. Like, why wouldn't I just keep up with the Tylenol and the Motrin to treat his fever? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. So I don't know, we've just have not had good luck with doctors around here lately. But that is why we've been gone for so long, is just because so much has been thrown our way in regards to Bennett. I'm happy to say that he's healthy, he's doing great now, he's crawling and just into everything. This was the piece of plastic that I found in the back of his throat, and then these are the tweezers that Kenny handed to me that thankfully did the job. But it was sitting on this toy because normally this is sitting over here, but I'm assuming that that Capri Sun wrapper was sitting on here and somehow blew off onto his toy, and we had no idea because it was clear plastic, so you couldn't see it very well. It just makes me sick to think that that was there for almost 24 hours though. Now that that is all said and done, there's a few things I would like to do today. I've been meaning to do this for a really long time, actually since like September, but homeschooling. Hendrix didn't turn 5 until September 2nd, and he has to be 5 before September 1st. So he is right on the deadline, which means he technically can't go till he is 6. Well, I could probably enroll him now, but just with COVID and everything and us potentially moving, which I need to make another video about. I did order some stuff from Good and Beautiful. That was like the most suggested. And I'm actually really excited. I'm a little nervous because it's like, how do you get your child to the point of reading books? It's a little intimidating, but we gotta start somewhere. So I just got their beginner books. They're really easy. They're a lot smaller than I thought that they were gonna be. Like, I was expecting actual like hardcover books, I guess. But I mean, these are just teeny tiny and they're super simple though. So I'm excited to start that with him. It also came with a reading book. I think this came with his actual like course book. But again, just super simple words that he can learn. I got handwriting. And then this is the actual like course book. I plan to get the math as well, but they have been sold out of it. Like, it goes so quick. One thing that I really like about the Good and the Beautiful is just how well this is laid out, because I've never done homeschooling. I don't really know what I'm doing. The way that it's laid out, it tells you pretty much exactly what to say. So that's really nice, and it's just, the layout is amazing. So I think today we're gonna do lesson 1. And then I don't know if I'll do this every day, maybe every other day. I honestly don't know. It probably just depends like how well he's doing with, you know, each lesson. So if I need to take time on something, then I will, but I'm definitely in no rush to, you know, have him whip through this. I mean, there's quite a few lessons in here, so I'm sure it'll take us some time, but I figured we'll start with like a lesson a day and see kind of where that takes us. And something else I haven't decided if I want to do it today or maybe save it for Valentine's. But Hendrix has been seeing people make like cake balls or cake pops, so I already had a cake mix in here from his birthday. It's way back there. But I picked up some vanilla frosting the other day and I figured maybe we could do that. You want to make some?
Yeah.
Well, I thought about either doing that today or saving it for Valentine's. Should we get you dressed, brush your teeth, and your hair because it's a little crazy, and then we can start your school stuff? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
We will see how well this goes. Bennett just woke up. He's holding a measuring spoon.
Now we got my book.
So we gotta go to the first page because we're just doing the first lesson today. I love reading and I'm excited to teach you how to read.
Okay.
Do you know how to read?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know how to read? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then read this. Not quite.
Yeah.
We'll teach you though.
Yeah.
Because that's what you learn in school. You learn how to read.
Yeah.
So it says there are 26 letters in the alphabet. We are going to talk about 2 letters in this lesson. What letter is this?
A.
What letter is this?
T.
Good job. Those are the ones that we're going to learn about today.
Okay.
So what is this?
A.
And what is this?
E.
It's also A. So there's big A,
Big A.
little A.
Little A.
What's this?
T.
What's this?
T.
Good job. Big T and little t. Do you know what A sounds like? Ah.
A.
Do you know what T says? Do you know what those sound like when you put A and T together?
Yeah.
It says at.
At.
Because A says ah
A.
and T says t. So when you put them together, at.
At.
Is that kind of cool?
Yeah.
How many marshmallows are there? Can you count them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8,
12.
12.
High five. Well, we made it through about 2.5 lessons before he said enough, so I'm fine with that. I think I'm gonna make some banana bread and warm up some lunch. Kenny's kind of picky when it comes to food. He claims that he's not, but he kind of is. But I made an awesome orange chicken last night with fried rice. It was so good. All made from scratch. It will be in a upcoming video, so I'll share the recipe eventually. I can't say that it's gonna be a very exciting day. Like, we really don't have anything planned, and it actually looks like it might snow or rain or something. I'm wishing I would have had enough stuff to double the sauce because I think it would have been so much better the next day. But this is so good, and yes, I'm using a plastic fork because all mine are dirty. Can you come in to help me make some banana bread? You like banana bread, huh? I think you can see his drool on the floor. It's exactly what it is. What are you doing? He's you. Hi. Hey. You can come crawl over here. Say, I'm coming. I'm coming. Are you so big? Oh, you're so big. Oh, you're gonna stand up? Whoa. Oh no. Uh-oh. There we go. Who's that? Are you so big? Yeah. Hi. You wanna go walk? Hey, who's that? Can you wave? Say hi. Hey. 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 Good morning. It is a few days later and I'm getting us ready to go to the store and get things for dinner. I'm also out of coffee. Like, I technically have stuff at home I could make for dinner, but it's just so crappy out that I figured I'd maybe do like chili or nachos sound really good. The kids are playing with a bunch of crayons, that's what you're hearing, but That, and I'm also out of coffee, so I might treat ourselves to Starbucks, even though that's like an every week thing. I'm like, oh, I won't go this week. I figured since it's so crappy out today that we would make those cake balls since we didn't get to it the other day. I think something actually happened the other day when I was vlogging, and it made me really, really sad, and so I just didn't want to pick up the camera after that. So here we are, it is a new day. This is probably what you've been hearing in the background, is Bennett playing with all these markers. Huh. I'm thinking it's gonna be time to trim his hair soon. This is probably just from him like napping and stuff, but it's getting so long that it comes down the side of his ears. So it'll be time for just a little trim soon. But look how cute they are. They're matching today. Let me see. I guess we're all kind of matching. We all have gray sweatshirts on, huh? What's wrong? Are you okay? Are you sad? Are you mad? Are you tricking me? No?
No.
Are you just being quiet?
Yeah.
What are you drawing?
I'm making a door.
Making a door? Your marker looks like it's kind of dry. Do you want me to get you a different red marker?
Yeah.
Would this one be okay?
Yeah.
Is that a little better? Okay. I have one tired kid. One over here that I'm trying to distract with puffs. We're back, and I always dread it. I think I say that in every video, every time I go to the store. And actually I had one of you comment asking if I still had like any of my wraps from when I had Hendrix, and I do. I have my Slowly wrap. I actually think I responded to your comment, but it's so hard. Like, it's just so much fabric that it's like I don't want to try to put it on in the store because then it gets all dirty, and I don't want to try to do it outside. I'm like stuttering over my own words, but I don't want to do it outside because it's so cold and it's just a hassle. And it's like, if I only need a handful of things, I might as well just keep him in his car seat. But then he just starts screaming throughout the entire store. I stopped by Starbucks because they have a Starbucks like in our grocery store. And I didn't realize this, but the baristas are very familiar with who I am. Like, I almost always get a coffee every time I go to the grocery store. It's a habit I'm trying to break. I'm assuming she's the manager because she's there like all the time, and she's just like, I don't know, she's probably like in her 40s, just a super sweet lady. And then there's a younger girl that works there, and I think she's helped maybe once or twice, maybe a few more times, but I just didn't know that she would have known my order. Like, I walked up there and the older lady, you'd think I would know their names by now, but she's like, oh look, there's my baby. And then the girl next to her was like, oh, do you just want your usual? And like starts pulling out the cup and stuff. And I was like, what the heck? So apparently I go there a little too much, but I'm super basic, and I only ever get just a white chocolate mocha iced with sweet cream cold foam, and then I have caramel drizzle at home, so I just save the extra like 75 cents or $1. I don't know, I'm kind of getting over Starbucks, and I'm really happy with making my own coffee, so I did just get 2 of these because I usually go through like one of these every 3 days, give or take. We have a cantaloupe. Normally I would buy it whole, but I'm not very good at picking them out, so this way I can kind of see it better. We have bananas for later this week.
Movie pops.
We are gonna make cake pops, huh? We got some grapes. Hendrix really wanted grapes, so I grabbed some of those. Don't mind my mess that I made on the way out. I dropped all of Bennett's puffs, so that was great. But I just have a bunch of cans because I think I'm gonna do chili tonight, which also reminds me that I need to take out some ground beef. Dinner is in the crock pot. We're gonna make cake balls because I don't have the sticks for them.
Yeah.
But I was gonna see if you could tell what we needed.
We need water, oil, and we need eggs.
Good job. He has been asking about this non-stop for the past couple of days, so I'm hoping that they turn out like, I don't feel like it's gonna be complicated at all.
I just washed my hands. I almost did.
You already did, or you need to?
I almost did. Should I spill it?
It's okay. And then we need half a cup of oil.
Yeah.
and 3 eggs. It's looking good.
Look at the sprinkles.
There are sprinkles in there, huh? What? Can you show him your teeth? See, I have 2 teeth now. Oh, I don't know if he's gonna let me show you guys. There's one. Did you see them? There they are. What? Perfect. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right around the edges to make sure you got all of it.
Okay.
But it looks perfect.
Yeah.
Ready to go in the oven, and we gotta let it cook for about 35 minutes.
Okay. Well, we'll get down.
Absolutely. While I wait for that to cook, I'm going to get the apartment picked up because it just drives me nuts to have like just little random things everywhere on the floor. And actually, speaking of little things, I need to come super glue all of these on. They go to the door stoppers. I don't think we had to do this with Hendrix until he was like 3 years old. I'm pretty sure we had to do it in our last apartment if I remember correctly. I think Kenny brought something up about it and he was like, oh my gosh, we have to do that already. Yes, so we already have a few, but there's a couple that we haven't gotten to, so maybe I'll do that really quick. Huh? Because you, mister. Oh, do you see what I have? Yeah, did you do that? Yeah, you can't have it. You can't have it. Okay, I have a drip in there. It's all over my finger, but we got it in there. Yeah, you can't get it off now. Told you. You gonna come with me? He's gotta go everywhere Mom goes, huh? I think there was, yep. There's another one. Well, I can't have you chewing on these, bud. You would choke. And I really don't want that. There we go. Now I feel like I can focus on cleaning. I'm actually happy that he went over to those because I completely forgot I needed to do that today. We started yesterday and then I just forgot to finish. I have Hendrix washing his hands, but his cake is cooled off. I have our frosting. I didn't realize that I was gonna need, what is like those like chocolate melting wafers for the outside, so I don't know. I might just have to like try to re-dip them in this. I don't know how that's going to work, to be honest. Go ahead. I think that's as good as I'm gonna be able to get it. Whoa. We'll save a little. Maybe we can melt it down and just start mixing it. Go for it?
Yeah.
I really don't like the texture of this, if I'm being honest.
That's one.
I think I'm gonna melt this down and then try to put them, like drizzle it over it, put it back in the freezer, see if that doesn't kind of give me the same effect. These are like the least professional you're probably ever gonna see. Oh my goodness. Are you ready to get out? See, get me out of here. Yeah, get me out of here.
Very good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They're probably really messy. If you need to, there's a bowl. You need to put it down. That is gonna be it for this vlog. This video turned out way longer than I wanted it to, but I feel like it's just because I had such a long story time. I am hoping that my next video will be like a tell-all kind of video. I talk about a lot of day-to-day stuff, but I don't really talk about like what's actually going on in our lives, and there's gonna be another really big change coming up in the next few months. And I really need to talk about it because a lot of you would be so confused or like questioning stuff. So I'd like to talk about that, and then just a few questions that I've been getting recently. So if you have anything that you really want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. That way I can address it. There's always such loud cars going back and forth all the time. Like there's specifically a truck that always parks right next to our window, and every time they turn their truck on, it wakes up Bennett because it is so loud. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and we will see you in our next video.